Okay, so December 11, 2021 is the annual installations of officer for the Masonic year 2022 here in Modesto Lodge 206. So the lodge is ready. And these are the rest of the officer for the Masonic year 2022. Okay, congratulations, brothers.
Feeling better? Feeling better, Tom?
Yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Were you requiring that installation?
I'm here to support you guys.
I would like to thank the Modesto 2 for just being worshipful today. Brother Rocky and Ms. Jan Gone for organizing our cigar nights. Ms. Carol Lehman, our office secretary. Worshipful Romy Emilis, brothers, who has helped me this year. May we all be filling in the positions, in the degrees, and I would like to request the brethren of Modesto Lodge number, I will be forever grateful to all of you. I want to dedicate this year to worshipful Tommy Farr, who was my mentor as I was going through the line. I hope David Simpson III. I've never been nervous all my life until the last day. Can't even remember her name. Has consented to be the installing chaplain. Worshipful Jake Van Holland, Master of Ceremonies, and Worshipful Jack Kelsey, installing officers. The officers of this lodge. Thank you all.
Are the officers of this lodge lately chosen present and ready to be installed in their respective offices?
They are without worshipful, sir, to make your pleasure.
You will then conduct them to the seats prepared for them. invoke the aid and blessing of God. Let us therefore reverently unite with our chaplain in an address to the throne of grace.
Great architect and ruler of the universe, we reverently invoke thy blessing at this time. Grant us thine aid in our present undertaking, that all we may do shall be done with an eye single to thy service and to the good of Freemasonry. May those who are now about to be invested with the government and conduct of this lodge be endued with wisdom to instruct their brethren in their duties, and may they be continually guided by the unerring counsel which thou hast given in the great book of nature and revelation. May brotherly love, relief, and truth always prevail among the members of this lodge. May they be impressed with a comprehension of their duty to thee and to each other, that this lodge may be the means of lasting good in this community, and to thee we shall ascribe all the honor and glory. Amen.
Someone would be.
5 will now present the flag of our country. Kindly repeat with me the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please conduct the flag of our country to its proper place in the east. We will then present the brother who has been appointed pilot of this lodge.
Worshipful sir, I present to you Brother Evans, who has been appointed pilot of this lodge.
Brother Evans, you have been appointed pilot of this lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewel and implement of your office. As the sword is placed you will present the senior and junior stewards.
Worshipful sir, I present to you Brother Ray and the followers, who have been appointed stewards of this lodge.
Brothers Malay and Lama, someplace. You have been appointed stewards of this lodge, and I will now instruct you in your duties. In olden times, your province was to superintend and provide for the festivals of You will now repair to your respective places. You will present the marshal.
Worshipful sir, I have the pleasure to present Brother who has been appointed marshal of this lodge.
Brother Dew, you have been appointed marshal of this lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewel and symbol of your office. The baton is an emblem of command and is sufficiently significant of your duties. You will, under the direction of the master, take charge of all processions of the lodge, and you are enjoined that the proper performance of many of our ceremonies will depend upon the manner of which your duties are discharged. You will now take your proper place. Master of Ceremonies, you will present the senior and junior deacons.
Worshipful sir, I present to you Brother Rowe and Brother Adam, who have been appointed senior and junior deacons of this lodge.
Brothers Roque and Nadab, you have been appointed deacons of this lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewel of your office. Those jewels indicate that it is your province to attend upon the master and wardens and act as their proxies in the active duties of this lodge. It will be your special duty, Brother Senior Deacon, to carry orders from the worshipful master in the east to the senior warden in the west and elsewhere about the lodge as directed. Attend to all alarms at the door of the preparation room. Receive and conduct candidates, introduce, and accommodate visiting brethren. You, Brother Junior Deacon, to carry messages from the senior warden in the west to the junior. And now, believing from your past deportment in the lodge that your duties will be discharged with ability and zeal, I dismiss you to your respective places. After ceremonies, you will present the chaplains.
Worshipful sir, as the honor to present worshipful alderman, who has been appointed chaplain of this lodge.
Worshipful brother, that holy book which adorns our sacred altar is the great light in masonry, and forever sheds its benignant rays upon every lawful assemblage of free and accepted masons. Teach us from its life-giving precepts. Invoke upon our labors the blessing of that divine being whose infinite goodness it so fully reveals and unfolds to us. And you will now take your proper place. Master of Ceremonies will present the secretary-elect.
Worshipful sir, it is my honor to present worshipful Eckendorf, who has been elected as secretary of this lodge.
Worshipful Eckendorf, you have been elected secretary of this lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewel of your office. persuaded that in your hands the pins will make an enduring record. Not only Brother, you will present the treasurer elect.
Worshipful me, who has been elected treasurer of this lodge.
Worshipful Dean, you have been elected treasurer of this lodge, and you will now be presented with the jewel of your office. The keys have a twofold significance. They are instruments to bind as well as to make loose, to make fast as well as to... Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will present the junior warden-elect.
Worshipful sir, I have the honor to present Brother Stanfield, who has been elected as junior warden of this lodge.
Brother Stanfield, you have been elected junior warden of this lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewel of your station. The plum, my brother, admonishes us to walk uprightly in our several stations, to hold the scales of justice in equal foes, to observe the just medium between intemperance and blame side. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will present the senior warden-elect.
Worshipful sir, I present thee for installation, Brother who has been elected senior warden of his lodge. He is of good will, true and trusty, and possesses the law and customs of his brethren. This certificate vouches for his proficiency.
You have been elected senior warden of this lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewel of your station. The level, my brother, passes to the master. You will govern the lodge. In his presence, you will assist him in the government of it. I firmly rely on your knowledge of masonry and attachment to the lodge for the faithful discharge of duties of this important trust. Look well to the west. Brother, Master of Ceremonies, you will now present the brother who has been elected to discharge the important duties of Master of this lodge.
Worshipful sir, I take pleasure in presenting you, brother, who has been duly elected to serve as master of the law.
Is it known that Brother Americana is well skilled in our ancient craft? Is he zealous in his regard to the interests of our order? And is he duly qualified to discharge the special duties of the Master's chair?
It is unknown that he is all this, worshipful sir. I find him to be of good moral, true and person, and that he is a lover of the fraternity. I doubt not that he will discharge his duties with fidelity and honor.
Worshipful sir, the brethren of this lodge, reposing confidence in your integrity, in your zealous regard for the interests of masonry, and in your ability to discharge the duties of the Master's chair, have chosen you to occupy that honorable position during the ensuing years of important trust. Then, my brother, I most cheerfully will proceed to install you in the dignified and honorable position to which the suffrage of your brethren has called you, not doubting that the dignity of the Oriental chair will be well preserved in your keeping, and that the interest and the welfare of this lodge may be safely confided to your charge. Before commencing your investiture, however, it is necessary that you should signify your assent to those ancient masters have done knowledge before you. Then, my brother, in consequence of this assurance, and with full confidence in your capacity and zeal, I will now install you Master of Modesto Lodge number 206. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will invest him with the jewel of his station. The square, my brother, is an emblem of morality. And as it is the especial badge of the Master's office, it should constantly remind you that not only by precept, but by example, you should promote good morals among the brethren, and thus endeavor to avert the shadow of any scandal or reproach against the fraternity. It is the great light in masonry, and should ever be the great law of the brotherhood. It will guide you to all truth. It will direct you to eternal happiness, and an attentive regard to the divine master workman, you may instruct the craftsmen in the various duties and virtues which they have been selected to illustrate. The square teaches us well to regulate every action and let our conduct be governed by the principles of morality and virtue. Teaches us to limit our desires in every station and never to suffer our passions or our prejudices to become the masters of our judgment. Directs the undeviating discharge of all our duties, that we should press forward in the straight path of right and truth, without inclining to the one hand or is an emblem of moral rectitude. It teaches us to avoid all dissimulation and to pursue that honest and upright course in life which will tend to our elevation. You are expected diligently to search, and from time to time to cause its contents to be read in your lodge, that none may remain ignorant of its precepts of your lodge, which it will be your special duty to see carefully and punctually executed. Under the authority of which your lodge is held, and which you are carefully to preserve and duly transmit to your successor in the master's chair. Go the master secretary to his station in the east. Master, I congratulate you on your ascension to this time-honored seat. The duties incumbent upon you in your exalted station are fraught with grave responsibilities. Remember that the honor, reputation, and usefulness of your lodge will materially depend upon the skill and assiduity with which you manage its concerns, and that the happiness of its members will be generally promoted in proportion to the watchful care with which you cherish the genuine principles of our institution. For a pattern of imitation, consider the great luminary of nature, which rising in the east regularly diffuses light and luster to all within its circle. In like manner, it is your province to spread and communicate lighted instructions to the brethren of your lodge. Forcibly impress upon them the dignity and high importance of masonry, and seriously admonish them never to disgrace it. Charge them to practice out of the lodge those duties which they have been taught in it, and by amiable, discreet, and virtuous conduct to convince mankind of the goodness of this institution, so that when a person is said to be a member of it, the world may know that he is so that the junior and senior wardens. You are too well acquainted with the principles of masonry to warrant any distrust that you will be found wanting in the discharge of your respective duties. Suffice it to say that what you have seen praiseworthy in others, you should carefully imitate. And what in them may have appeared defective, you should yourselves avoid. You should be examples of discretion and propriety, for it is only by a due regard for our laws and regulations as shown in your conduct that you can expect obedience to them from others. Such is the nature of our Constitution, that as some must of necessity rule and teach, so must others, of course, learn to submit and obey. Humility in both is an essential duty. To present the gavel, the emblem of power. In the hands of the master, it may be made the instrument of great good or of greater evil. With it, the master governs his lodge, and the welfare and prosperity of your lodge, in a great measure, depend upon its judicious use. In your hands, I am confident it will be wielded for the best interest of your brother. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will make proclamation.
By the power invested in me by the Grand Lodge of California, I now proclaim the office of Lodge number 206 to be duly installed.
All the brethren, under the direction of the Master of Ceremonies, will salute the worshipful Master by a battery of 3 times 3.
Together, brethren.
Worshipful Master, behold your brethren. Brethren, behold your Master.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day, busy week, to being here and sharing in our moments. So I'll be going ahead and asking for a couple of people to stand up for recognition. We'll past masters, Modesto Lodge, introduce yourselves with the year that you served as master, and remain standing. And please hold your applause so we'll all have, introduce themselves. Start.
Jack Helsby, Master, 1999.
Peter Dean, past master, 2018.
Romy Doliles, past master, 2020.
Dave Garces, past master, 2010.
Tom Evans, past master, Mount Ryan Lodge in Los Gatos, 1997, and Modesto Lodge 206, 1999.
Wilmar Jensen, past master or master of Modesto Lodge 206, 1964.
Marshall Cohen, past master, 15 minutes ago.
David Simpson III, Modesto Lodge 206, 2019. Charles Hagedorf, Modesto Lodge 206, 2002.
Lee Coleman, Modesto 206, 2014.
Thank you very much, Workforce. We need a few more leaders. Presiding officers of concordant and defense. Oh, yeah, introduce yourself with the year, the lodge that you're at. Please.
Gil Miranda, Valley Lodge number 135, current worshipful master.
Atin Salvador, incoming Master Escal Lodge, partner.
For being here, what is so after? We have worshipful brother Tom Evans, present, speaking of the Golden Veterans Awards. These are brothers who have been awarded the highest distinction of Freemasonry, any Mason can receive in their time here. Please join me in congratulating and having them. And please let us know which lodge you are past master of.
Manny Buengipo, Valley Lodge number 135, 2016.
Brother Wellington Yee from Mantikau Lodge number 243, Grand Lodge of the Philippines, Master 1998.
Body Lodge number 135, 2018, and my name is Edson Escaleta.
Thank you very much, Worshipful, for being here today. And introduce yourselves.
Romy Damiles, Masonic District 442. My wife is at home, I think, and she's not here.
Thank you very much, Worshipful. I'll start off by thanking everyone again for being here today. And very grateful to be here with you all today as well. As I've heard many times before, tomorrow is not promised, so we have to, which is right. Well, I'd like to present you your certificate of past master from the Grand Lodge of California, and a little certificate as well. There you go. All of that there for you. This is for you, and this is for you. It's a nice little place for you to hang. It looks nice.
Brother, I got the emblem of your office. The lodge is in good hands. They're going to care of you.
My brother, I'd like to present to you with the pin of your office, the level. As you know, brother, we all meet on the level and part on the level. Oh, yeah, we don't meet on the level. You know, brother.
And we're going to give you your
Absolutely. First of all, I would like to call my wife and my kids. I know this doesn't surprise the years that I was a little bit love you.
I'm also gonna present a Taskmaster's apron. The following individuals to the raise of the altar, please. Worshipful brother Romeo Demilis Jr. Not Jr. Past Master. Certificate of appreciation, if you will. Brother Juan Americano. Thank you for serving this lodge with me, brother. Certificate of appreciation when you were my senior warden. Thank you, brother. Brother Polino Colati. For all your help, brother. This is junior warden. Thank you. Worshipful brother Peter Green, past master. Thank you, worshipful, for not saying no to being my treasurer, and now you're stuck for it, just like worshipful. Worshipful Charles, Chuck, Malcolm, Aikendorf Jr., past master. Thank you, worshipful. I always, you always have my respect, and thank you for all your advice and making my work easy, making my year as a master easy. Yeah. Thank you, worshipful. Worshipful Lee Coleman. Thank you, worshipful, for being like the chaplain of my prayer. And you're stuck on it too for that 100th time.
I was always praying for him.
Brothers, Stephen Stanfield. Thank you, brother. You're one of the best senior deacon I've ever seen. I'm going to put you in number 5. It's like worshipful Tommy said, but you won't know who's the other 4. Right. Brother Thomas, yours. Thank you for being the junior deacon, even though you were not officially installed, but you did
all the junior deacon duties the whole year. Thank you, my brother. Brother Rocky Gold. This time I didn't forget your name. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Brother Frank Cottle. Thank you for serving us in this program. Even though we had a spot and we didn't have anybody, we just got up to the challenge. Thank you. Appreciate it. Brother Lorenzo, Monty Guzman. Junior Pass Junior Stewart.
Retired.
You're hired. 1 year. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, for saving us time. He said I love you again, but we're not like. Love you too, brother.
Can I have a very quick presentation?
Absolutely, go ahead.
May I call worshipful Charlie, please?
Uh-oh.
Worshipful, on behalf of Grand Lodge Free and Accepted Masons of California, I present this to you, a certificate of proficiency, though you are very proficient. You've been doing this for a while. Be it known that Worshipful Brother Charles Heckendorf, past master, his signature appears hereon, is qualified and authorized to perform the California Masonic Funeral Service in accordance with the adopted ritual of the Grand Lodge of California. All Masons are enjoined to show him the respect due as authorized representative of the Grand Lodge. Worshipful. And there's another one. On behalf of the Grand Lodge Free and Accepted Masons of California, I present you the certificate of appointment, appointed officers coach for Modesto Lodge number 206. Thank you, Worshipful. I know you've been doing this years for years. You've been a coach for a while.
Never good enough.
Thank you. Brother Worshipful Marshall Golan, past master. I heard you're just going to be sitting in the lines, you're going to go fishing. No, you cannot do that, brother. On behalf of the Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of California, I'd like to present to you the certificate of appointment. Is you are appointed officer coach for Modesto Lodge number 206. No, you don't have. I already asked May.
No, you have to
Yes,
go.
May, right? Okay, thank you.
For forever, keep your silence.
Yung sa... Boss mo na yan, bro. All the way. Iyo, mga pogi. second in command yun ng Modesto.
I don't know how to work it either. I've tried.
Mabuti na lang. Si Mata, wala pa uwi ako.
Thank you, bro. Pogi, sir. Pogi. Top. Good to see you, bro. Merry Christmas.
Ginawa mo na to?
Congrats. This one. There you go. There you go. Congratulations. 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 These are the brothers for all officers for the Masonic year 2022. Congratulations to all the officers for the Modesto Lodge 6 for the Masonic year 2022. Yoo-hoo! Okay, so these are the desserts. And that's our last junior steward, Kuyang Mondi.
Marami kong video. The Powerhead, it's time to pray for this great meal we're going to have. Great friendship. It's such a nice turnout for once becoming our worshipful master. God bless every one of you. Amen.
So mote it be. Okay, our junior steward, the inspector,
Visitor.
and the senior warden of
Patterson.
Patterson, senior warden of Modesto, and the marshal of Modesto. Merry Christmas! Ho ho ho! And Brother Edmund, as always, our bartender.
Oh, it's rum and Pepsi. I got the rum. Do you have it? Yeah, I got the rum. Because that's your drink. Rum
He
and
knows
wine.
his working tools.
I'll take the diet. Alrighty.
Nasaan si ano? Si Wiko yung ano?
Ako lang ang lapat.
Yung mga ateng.
Ito yung soup sa kabilang side, yung soup.
Ito na yung tagapagligtas ng Modesto. Ayan. We have a good number of people for today's annual installations. Everyone's excited, especially we're having a roasted pig. We love it. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the rest of the day. YouTube. Hello. Amen.